Welcome into the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Chris Stratton here for you as we've got coverage all weekend long of the tournament. Our game today, game between Medford, Oregon and Yakima Valley, the representatives for Oregon and Washington here at the Northwest Regional Tournament. And leading off for the away team is Oregon. We'll start up with their starting lineup. Number 25, Jacob Melton, will be on the mound, and he'll bat first. Number 3, Tate Cowden. He's going to be holding down second. Number 32, Nicholas Sanderson. He'll hold down first. Number 5, Barry Hunt. He is the shortstop. Number 10, Cole Carter. He will be in center field. Number 6, Joe Johnson in right. Number 16, Casey Buchanan in left. Number 43, Charles Little. He will be the catcher. And number 1, James Turnbull, will be the third baseman. Leadoff batter for Washington is number 14, Bryce Hegelson. He'll be in center field. Number 5, Dak Archer is the shortstop. Number 2, Justin Vandebrake will hold down third. Number 4, Xander Arudis. He will bat fourth, and he'll be at second. Number 32, Court Dietrich. He is the first baseman. Number 11, Eric Towsley. He'll be hanging out in right field. Number 10, Spencer Bailey. He is the man on the mound, batting seventh. Number 6, Colton Moen. He'll be the catcher. Number 20, Mitchell Belton, will be the left fielder. So Jacob Melton is heading towards the box here. And we are set to get underway here for our first pitch, game 1, day 3. Here's the pitch by Bailey.
The first pitch is 104. The first pitch is sponsored by the Humane Society of Western Montana, saving every animal, every time.
So he'll settle in there. This one's going to be batted up, picked up by the pitcher. Throw to first, and that'll be the out.
Second baseman number 3, Tate Cowden.
That'll take us to Tate Cowden, number 3, the second baseman. So Cowden will settle in. Smoky here in Missoula today. Here's the pitch. That one's going to catch the inside of the plate for strike 1. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate, and we'll have an 0-2 count here for Cowden. Here's the pitch. This was going to be fouled down the third base line, up the hill, and he'll stay alive with the 0-2 count here. Settling back in. That pitch outside, ball 1. So Jacob Melton on the mound. I apologize, Spencer Bailey on the mound. Here's the pitch. Makes it. Bailey settles in. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Even count at 2 here for Cowden. Here's the pitch by Bailey. Swung on, down the third baseline, foul, and Cowden will stay alive. Cowden will step out, waits for the ball to be cleared down the third baseline, and now settles back in. Umpire says 3-2. This one's going to be hit deep into left field, and that one's going to actually head over the wall. Cowden with a home run here to lead the inning or the game off 1-0. Oregon.
The first baseman, number 32, Nicholas Sanderson.
That'll take us to the first baseman, number 30, Nicholas Sanderson. Sanderson will settle in. 1 out here. Washington leads Oregon, or Oregon leads Washington 1-0. Even count at 1 here for Sanderson. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit deep into center field. That one's got some legs on it as well. It's going to bounce at the warning track off the wall. Sanderson is round, and he will stand up at second. That'll take us to the shortstop, number 5, Barry Hunt. So Spencer Bailey watching one go over the fence. That's the first. Double check the stats here. It's a first. Nope, he's allowed. That's the first home run. Oh, he's allowed 3 home runs here on the tournament. First pitch is a ball. Bailey settles back in, takes a deep breath, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch, swung on, foul into the netting here, and we'll have a even count at 1 for Hunt. Hunt was on the mound yesterday for Oregon. Pitched a great game, got him through. He'll settle in. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. We go to a 2-1 count here for Hunt. He'll settle back in. Folks, we want to hear from you. Get a hold of us on Twitter at MPSN406. Let us know who you're rooting for, where you're watching the game at. That pitch will make it a 3-1 count here. Hunt settles back in. Bailey gets the pitch, checks the runner at second. 2-step lead out there for Sanderson. This one's fouled down the line, and we'll have a full count at 3-2 here. Sanderson will adjust his gloves while the ball's cleared out of play. Umpire says 3-2. Runner at second. Sanderson settles back into the Hockey Wolf batter's box. Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf, Missoula's best location for extreme sports. That one's going to be swung on and missed for out number 2. That'll bring us to Cole Carter. Carter will settle into the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Deep breath. Here's the pitch. This one's fouled, and the third base coach has got to jump out of the way. That one almost got him. He's had one come right at him earlier. This one makes him dance. He's backing out of the way down the third baseline now. Runner's 2-step lead at second. This one's going to be hit down the third base line. This one's going to clear our officials today. Behind the plate is the head umpire, and that would be Jeff Maxey. Maxey's out of Greeley, Colorado. He's the umpire-in-chief. We've got an umpire at first today in Eric Holden. Holden is out of Yakima. We've got an umpire at second. That's Chris Aldinger. Aldinger is from Meridian, Idaho. This one's going to be bounced out past the shortstop, picked up on the knee. Runner's going to come around from second, around third. Coming home, the throw is there, but not in time as the catcher can't handle it. And Sanderson will score. Carter with the single. That'll bring us to the right fielder, Joe Johnson, number 6. So a runner at first, 2 outs here. Oregon leads Washington 2-0 on the Stitches scoreboard. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. Runner steps away from first, 1-step lead. Here's the pitch. Outside, and we've got an even count here now for Johnson. He'll settle back into the hockey and lacrosse wolf batter's box, and then steps back out as they throw down the line to first for the pickoff. Runner gets back standing. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate, and we'll have a 1-2 count here. For the right fielder. Runner steps away from first. Bailey with the pitch. Runner's going to go. This one's going to be hit over the second baseman's head. Runner's around second. They're going to go ahead and bring him as it bounces into center field. They'll hold him at third, and with runners on the corners, there's 2 outs here for Oregon, and that'll bring up
The left fielder, number 16, Casey Buchanan.
the left fielder, number 16, Casey Buchanan. Buchanan with a practice swing. Looks down the third base line, but no signal from the coach. Signal comes from first base. He settles in, the throw to first. Diving back in is the runner. And Johnson is safe. This next game coming up at 4 o'clock, folks, is going to be Idaho and Wyoming. Wyoming playing an epic game last night. This one's going to be fouled back into us with Hawaii. They would fall in the 11th inning, 7-4, and that one just, Hawaii was behind the whole game, tied it up in the top of the 9th, held off Wyoming in the 9th, and then finally in the 7th, they'd break it open and take their first lead and get the win. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be batted down, up into the netting. And that'll be a strike. 0-2 count here. And then the 7 o'clock game tonight is against Montana and Hawaii. Missoula Mavericks, the host team, and Hawaii. That one's going to be an epic game as well. Mavericks would get a win. The runner's going to go to second. Nobody, but they call balk. That will bring the runner home from third. Cole Carter scoring off the balk call. Runner advances to second. And Washington with some miscues here right out of the gate. Buchanan settles back in. Bailey with the pitch. Runner at second, steps away with a 2-step lead. Here's the pitch. This one hit out towards first. The first baseman will dive, keep it in front of him. He's not going to be able to get it down. The throw to first, and he's safe. And once again on the inning, Oregon with runners on the corners with 2 outs. That'll bring up number 43, The catcher, Charles Little.
Catcher, number 43, Charles Little.
But anyways, with the Mavericks and Washington game last night, Mavericks would win by a touchdown, 21-14. That's right, folks. That was a baseball score, 21-14. And we've got a pitcher warming up on the mound out in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. Mike's Print and Copy. And everybody will gather up on the first baseline here. But back to that Washington-Montana game last night, 21-14. Unbelievable with that game. Mavericks putting 7 runs up in the 5th inning. Just did not let go from there. Washington, though, they would battle back into it and give Montana a run for their money in the last 3 innings. Dylan Chalmers on the mound. He would pitch out, and then they would switch out in the 7th, and it would just Ryan McHugh, he'd get on the mound, and then Ricky Stevens, the closer, would finish it out for Montana, and they would move on 21-14. Just unbelievable on the score on that one. So everybody settles back in here. Little ready for his first pitch. Bailey settles on the mound. The Cunningham Law Office pitcher's mound. This pitch will catch the plate for strike 1. 2 outs here. Top of the 1st. Washington leads 3-0 on the Stitches scoreboard with runners at 1st and 3rd. Here's the pitch. The runner's going to go. This one's going to be hit foul down the first base line. And that'll bring up strike 2. 0-2 count here. Washington trying to get out of this one so they can have their chance in the bottom of the 1st. Bailey now settles on the mound. Pitch on the way. Runner's going to go. This one's going to be hit out into right field, deep into right field. And on the slide, it's caught to expire the inning. So Washington gets off to a good start. They lead 3-0 here. We'll have the bottom of the 1st in 60 seconds. Right here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we've got coverage of Game 9 of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Oregon versus Washington. Medford, Oregon versus Yakima Valley, Washington. Medford came in 37-11-1. 42-8 was Washington into the game here. And leading off the inning for Washington is number 14, the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson. And Washington's got a battle right away out of the gate. They find themselves in a 3-0 deficit. So Hegelson will settle in. Here's the pitch. On the mound, number 20, Jacob Melton. For Washington. Here's the pitch by Melton. That one's going to be battled down the third base line, picked up on the hop down to first, and that will be out number 1. That takes us to
Number 5, Dak.
the shortstop, number 5, Dak Archer. Archer will settle in here. Here's the pitch. That one's low. That one's in the dirt. We go to a 2-0 count here to start out here for Archer. Smoky day here in Missoula, Montana. We've had some gorgeous days. Lucked out the first 2 days of the tournament with some clear skies, but the wind has shifted and we're smoky once again. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. So a 2-1 count here for Archer. Here's the pitch. This one's hit off the hand grips, bounces at the fringe at second. The throw to first is whizzed over, and that'll be out number 2.
Third baseman number 2, Justin Vanderbrake.
That'll take us to number 2, the third baseman, Justin Vanderbrake. Vanderbrake that one will catch the plate for strike 1. Oh, or an even count at 1 now. Here's the pitch. That one is wide. Settling back in is Vanderbrake. That pitch will walk the batter. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 4, Xander Orudis. Runner steps away from first. Here's the pitch, off the toes. It's going to roll, and the runner at first will get the free base. Orudis settles back in, runner at second. 2-step lead out there. Orudis steps back in. 2-0 count. 2 outs. Runner at second for Washington. Here's the pitch. That one will be outside. And we move quickly to a 3-0 count here for Melton, falling behind. And that's going to walk the batter. So Orudis will get on with the walk. That'll take us to the first baseman, number 32, Court Dietrich.
Number 32, Court Dietrich.
And they'll have a conference on the mound very quickly here. Get things squared away. And they break it up, and everybody heads back. To their respected places. Court Dietrich settles in. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Saw a lot of 2-out runs here yesterday in all games. That one's going to catch the plate for strike 1.
Come on, George, get on.
Team's getting on it. Here's the pitch, swung on. This one's going to go high up over the plate. Catcher's looking for it. It's going to come down on the fringe, and he's got it, and that will expire the inning. So Washington will get 2 on. They'll leave them there, and it stays 3-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Ms. Prep Sports heroes. Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here. 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for Washington. It is number 25. Let me double check that number. It is. And looking down the sheet here, that is. Here's the warm-up pitch. So that'll bring us to the leadoff batter on the inning here. The third baseman, number 1, James Turnbull. And it's Dylan Larson on the mound. First pitch to Turnbull is a ball. Here's the pitch by Larson. That one will catch the plate for a strike. Here's the pitch. Turnbull settles in. Larson with the pitch. Swung on. It'll be caught off the edge, but it will be a strike. Evens the count out at 2. Umpire says the count is at 2. Here's the pitch. That one will be high. And we've got a full count at 3-2 here for Turnbull. Washington putting up 3 runs, or Oregon putting up 3 runs right out of the gate here. This one's going to be hit towards the third baseman. It'll roll past him into left field, picked up on the knee, and the runner will get on with a single.
Number 25, Jacob Melton.
That'll swing us back to the top of the batting order for Oregon. Number 25, Jacob Melton, the pitcher. He looks down the first baseline, gets the signal. Runner steps away from first. He'll settle in. Here's the pitch. High, showing bunt. Ball 1. So Larson kind of in the same spot as Bailey was at. He's trying to battle out of it here. Larson settles on the mound. Runner steps away from first. Deep breath by Larson. Now the pitch. Showing bunt. That one catches the plate. Evens the count out at 1. In the Access Fitness on deck circle is number 3, Tate Cowden. He would knock a single home run over the fence in his first opportunity at bat. Larson with a heavy breath. Pitch is on its way. Runner goes at second. The throw is made to second. Runner will stop halfway. The throw down the first base line. The tag, and that will be the out. So Washington, with some good defense, puts one away here in the top of the second. Larson settles on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one skins the plate in half, and we've got an even count at 2 now. 1 out here, top of the second. Oregon leads 3-0 over Washington. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that will end that'll be out number 2 for Melton, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Tate Cowden. Cowden, in his game against Bozeman, he would go 1 for 2 with 2 runs. Deep breath by Larson. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Pitch on the way by Larson. Swung on. This one's going to be hit towards the third baseman. He can't get it. Rolls out into left field. And Cowden gets on with a single. That'll take us to the first baseman, Nicholas Sanderson. Sanderson settles in. Deep breath by Larson. Pitch is on its way. That one will catch the outside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. Runner steps away from first. In the on deck, in the Access Fitness on deck is Barry Hunt. That pitch is high and inside, and we even the count out at 1. Settles in, deep breath for Larson. Runner steps from first, and the pitch is on its way. Swung on. This one's going to go high, right up over the pitcher's mound. It's going to hang over first. Second baseman says he's got it. He's looking for it in the sun, and he does have it, and that will retire the side. Oregon, they'll get one on. They'll leave him there, and they'll won't score a run. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again.
Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Crate Media is a proud sponsor of prep sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here. Game 9 of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. It is Oregon versus Washington, and Oregon leads Washington 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. Leadoff batter for Washington here is number 11, Eric Towsley, the right fielder. That one will catch the plate for a strike. Towsley settles in. Here's the pitch. Jacob Melton on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit down the first baseline foul. And we'll have a 1-2 count here for Towsley. The 5, 6, 7 batter scheduled on the inning for Washington. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go down the first base line, and it will be foul as well as it lands just over the fence. Of the picnic deck down the first base line. Ogren Park Allegiance Field, home of the Missoula Osprey Pioneer League baseball team, Arizona Diamondbacks affiliate. And that one will be outside. Evens the count out at 2. Diamondbacks, they would come back last night with the help of Goldie, Paul Goldschmidt, one of the heroes here in Missoula. This one's going to be hit deep and hard into right field, but the right fielder will have it, and that will be the out.
Number 10, Spencer Bailey.
That'll take us to Spencer Bailey. Here's the pitch. Bailey, the pitcher, number 10. First pitch to Bailey is a strike. Wind up by Melton. This one's going to be fouled into the picnic area down the first base line. 0-2 count very quickly. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be reached for. It's going to go down the first base line, land right in front of the right fielder. The throw to first is not there in time, and Bailey will get on. So with 1 down, 1 on, that'll take us to
The pitcher, number 25, Dylan Larson.
Dylan Larson. Dylan coming in on the mound. Larson settles in. Pitch on the way. Bunted down. It's a foul. One-two count here for Larson. Runner at first. 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's inside. Evens the count out at 2. Here's the pitch. That one's low. And Melton will fall behind in the line in the count at 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That one's going to go foul, and Dillon will stay alive. Larson will stay alive. There's the pitch, and that will walk the batter. And that will take us to
The left fielder, number 20, Mitchell Dalton.
Go, Rico.
that'll take us to Melton.
Get on.
Melton will settle in.
What you supposed to do?
Here's the pitch. That one's low for ball one. Got a couple of tweets here. At G_Panky. Go Mustangs. Graham and Grandpa Panky are rooting for Casey Buchanan and team. Go all the way. Another one from Nikki NSA.
Get on.
Go Medford Mustangs. Number 32 has my heart. Here's the pitch. That one's on the outside of the plate. We go to a 1-2 count here. And another one here from Little Bit Scrappy. You keep saying Washington leads. Oregon leads 3-0. I apologize. And Elkster_26. Good afternoon from Helena, Montana. Go Washington. So Oregon with a 3-0 lead here. Runners at first and second for Washington. 1-2 count, or a 2 even count. Here's the pitch.
Number 14, Bryce Tupperson.
Come on, Brian. Get out there for you.
And that's a strikeout on the batter. That'll take us to the top of the batting order. Bryce Hegelson. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit down the first base line. It's deep, and it will land in the glove of the right fielder, and that will expire the inning. So Washington, they'll get 2 on. They'll hang them there, and it will stay 3-0 Oregon. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton here for Missoula Prep Sports Network. 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Oregon versus Washington. Oregon leads Washington 3-0. Top of the third. And the leadoff batter for Oregon is number 5, Barry Hunt.
Number 5, Barry Hunt.
Let us know where you're at, who you're rooting for, and if I'm making mistakes, give us a tweet at MPSN406. on Twitter, and we'll give a shout out to you right here on the air. Still a little groggy from last night's game. We had Hawaii and Wyoming here. Here's the pitch. Bunt showing. Going to be strike one here for Hunt. Barry Hunt settles into the hockey and lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch by Larson. That one will skin the plate for strike one. Dylan Larson coming in the mid-first with a call to the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen right out of the gate. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled back into the umpire, and it'll be strike two. We had a late one last night with Hawaii and Wyoming. Left the facility at 12:15. That one would go 11 innings. This one's fouled away. Still trying to catch up. That game would go 3 hours and 20 minutes, or 10 minutes. The previous game, the Missoula Mavericks game with this Washington team, that one would go 3 hours and 20 minutes. We started an hour behind on the 7 o'clock game. Actually started at 8 o'clock. Just an epic night last night. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be across the knees, and we've got an even count at 2. Lots of baseball last night. Couple of great games. Mavericks and Washington going on a batting fest. 21-14. Missoula, Montana wins. Here's the pitch. That one's a check swing. And we'll go to a full count at 3-2. And 14 runs, that should win you a game in any other game. But last night, for some reason, the Mavericks just had the bats going. That one's going to be a ball. And the runner will get on. Barry Hunt. That'll bring us up to the center fielder, Cole Carter. Both Washington and Montana playing exceptionally last night. And then we get into the Hawaii game with Wyoming, and that one would stay tight all the way, most of the way through it. Well, all the way through it. And Hawaii, they'd get runs late in the game, and they would tie it up at 4. Wyoming would hold the lead for a long spell. This pitch is high for Carter. And then Hawaii just all of a sudden would break loose. They'd get runs, and they would tie it up at 4 in the top of the 9th. And the stadium announcer, Paul Yarbrough, he texted me and said, hey, we're going extra innings. He did that all the way back in the 7th inning, and I laughed at him and said, oh, don't say that. And guess what? He called it. We went extra innings. It would be the 11th inning that Hawaii would earn 3 more runs and seal off in the bottom of the 11th to get the 7-4 run. We had Idaho coaches and players in here late last night watching. We had Montana players in here late last night watching to see who was going to play who. Larson with a deep breath. And the pitch, the throw to first. The pickoff play is successful, and they'll get the runner out at first. So with 1 down here, and Carter facing an even count at 1. Oregon leads 3-0, top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled back in the netting, and we go to a 1-2 count here. Looking at Carter's stats in their previous game against Wyoming. That one be a 10-0 game for Oregon. Here's the pitch. Actually, the previous game would be against Bozeman, so we'll look at that one. But Carter, 1 for 5 with a run and a hit. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that will strike out the batter. So Bailey has got a K to his name, and that'll be out number 2. That'll take us to the right fielder, Joe Johnson. Johnson takes a moment to warm up. settles into the hockey and lacrosse wolf batter's box. Pitch is high, ball one. Want to welcome in and thank all the viewers for watching the tournament here on Missoula Prep Sports Network. That one will catch the outside of the plate on the left-handed batter. And that'll make it an even count at one. Here's the pitch. Inside. Johnson has to duck out of the way. Here's the pitch. High. 3-1 count now for Johnson. Warming up here in Missoula. Smoky day. It might burn off a little bit, but the winds seem to have changed directions and it's blown off the fires. We're burning up here in Montana. This one will walk the batter. And with 2 outs here, that'll bring up the left fielder, Casey Buchanan.
Number 16, Casey Buchanan.
It's Buchanan with a practice swing before he settles into the box. Runner at first steps away the 1-step lead. Larson watches him as he hangs out there. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one will be bounced out to the second baseman. He'll get it, throw it to first, and that will retire the side. So Oregon will get one on. They'll leave them there, and it will maintain the 3-0 lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here with coverage.
Number 5, Dak Archer.
And the leadoff batter on the inning is the shortstop, Dak Archer, for Washington. Oregon leads 3-0 over Washington. Here's the pitch on the RA scoreboard. Here's the pitch. That one's going to catch, won't catch the outside of the plate. Looked like the umpire was moving for his, as Taylor says, phone book rip. And the pitch is on its way. This one's going to be hit past the second baseman. Bounces at the fringe, rolls into center field, and Archer will lead off the inning with a single. That'll bring up number 2, Justin Vandebreek. So Vandebreek will settle in. Runner steps away from first. Jacob Melton on the mound for Oregon. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go high and deep into right field. And the right fielder's there for the catch for out number 1. The runner tags at first, starts to go, and then he'll back off as the right fielder for Oregon guns it. Joe Johnson to second. That'll take us to number 4. The second baseman, Xander Orudis. Orudis settles in. That puts Court Dietrich into the Access Fitness on deck. Here's the pitch. High. Ball 1. Let us know that you're listening or viewing, folks. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit down the first base line. It's going to stay fair. This one's climbing, and it will clear the wall. Orudis with a single shot home run. And just like that, Washington's back into it. 3-2. That'll bring up Court Dietrich. That one cleared just over the 287 mark, just inside. Here's the pitch. That one will be a ball for Dietrich. So 1 out here. Washington climbs back into it, 3-2. That will put Eric Towsley in the Access Fitness on deck circle. Dietrich settles in. And the pitch by Melton. This one bounced down the first base line. It will go foul, and batter stays alive with 0-2 count. So each team has given up a home run. Melton just gave one up with an RBI, and then the leadoff pitcher, Bailey, for Washington. Tate Cowden would slap one over the fence to lead scoring. That pitch outside, and we go to a 1-2 count. 1 out here, nobody on. Bottom of the third. Oregon over Washington, 3-2 on the Raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Outside, and we even the count out at 2. Got the 4 o'clock game coming up next, folks. That one's going to be between Idaho and Wyoming, Lewiston and Cheyenne. And that one will walk the batter. That'll take us to the right fielder, Eric Towsley. And that'll make a conference with the coach, the second baseman, and the shortstop and the pitcher. They'll have a conference out there. Oregon, let me bring open the game day flyer here. Medford's manager is Paul White, head coach Nate Mabin, assistant coaches Colin Sowers and Brent Watts. And our umpire, Jeff Maxey, breaks it up. We've got 4 umpires on the field today. We were running 3 in the first 2 days. We've got 4 now. We were running 1 at first and third and behind the plate, and we've got a second base umpire now. And Towsley settles back in. Runner at first with a 1-step lead. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. 1 out here, bottom of the third. Oregon leads Washington 3-2 on the Raw scoreboard. Runner steps away from first. Here's the pitch. That one will be outside, and we move to an even count at 1. Melton with the pitch. Runner will go. This one will foul. In the on-deck circle is Spencer Bailey. Bailey in right field now. So Bailey was on the mound. He's in right field. This one's going to be hit. Bounced in front of the right fielder, and Washington will have runners at first and second with one out here. And that'll take us to Spencer Bailey.
Number 10, Spencer Bailey.
So Bailey will settle in. Runners at first and second, one out. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball one. Dylan Larson in the Access Fitness on deck circle. That pitch is low in the dirt, and the runners will advance from second and third. Now with one out, Washington's got runners at second and third. Trying to get things squared away. First base coach or third base coach with the signal, and now Bailey settles in. Jacob Melton. We've got action in the Oregon bullpen now. Both teams looking to make switches early on here in the game. Here's the pitch. This one will be reached for. It's a high floater down the first base line, and that will be out number two. The runner will tag at third. He'll think twice about it and come back.
Number 25, Dylan Larson.
So that'll take us to the pitcher, number 25, Dylan Larson. So Larson settles in. Larson coming in on the mound early on for Washington. Here's the pitch. That one's inside for ball one on the right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be bounced out, picked up on the fringe, the throw to first, and that will expire the inning. So Washington, or Oregon, holds off Washington in the bottom of the third, and we'll go to the top of the fourth with a 3-2 score on the Raw scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
The Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here. The 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Oregon and Washington right now, and Oregon leads Washington 3-2. And our leadoff batter for here for Oregon at the top of the fourth is number 43. Let me double check here, because I've got Johnson down. Let's double check. 43 is warming up. Can't tell. Okay, yes. It is number 43 here. Got off on my lineup here. So Charles Little, the catcher, will lead off.
Number 43, Charles Little.
So we settle in here. Top of the fourth, Oregon leads Washington 3-2 on the Raw scoreboard. First pitch to Little is a ball. Dylan Larson with this one, hops past his glove, picked up by the shortstop, throw to first, and that'll be out number one.
Number 1, James Turnbull.
That'll bring up the third baseman, James Turnbull. Turnbull will settle in. Here's the pitch. That one's outside on the plate for strike one. Here's the pitch. That one will hit the ankles of Turnbull, and he'll get the free base to get a run around for Oregon. Last night with the Wyoming and Hawaii game, one would come off the end of the bat and catch the pitcher right in the plant foot, in the ankle. That one fouled off. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here, viewing the games and supporting the young men. By doing so, you are making them feel like the sports heroes that they are. Here's the pitch. Runner's going to go at first, and he'll stay. Jacob Melton. Runner at second now. One out. Oregon leads Washington 3-2 on the Raw scoreboard. That one might get a 2-1 count here. Can't quite see the scoreboard out there. The sun is in the right position. Larson on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one's high. We'll make it 3-1 now. Settling in is Melton. He's got a 3-1 count. One out here and a runner at second. Here's the pitch. And that will catch the plate, and we'll go to a full count now. Larson taking his time here, taking a deep breath, checks the runner at second, steps off the mound. We've had 2 home runs from each team today. That's how Washington would get into it here. Oregon would lead off the game with a home run. Here's the pitch. This one swung on and missed, and Melton will be struck out. That'll bring us to Tate Cowden. Cowden, the young man that would put one over the fence to get Oregon on the board. 1-0. He'll step in with 2 outs here and a runner at second. Larson settles on the mound. Runner steps from second, 2-step lead. That pitch high for a ball. Larson with the breath now. Runner's got a 3-step lead out there at second. Goes down the line. He won't go. Stays there. That pitch will be outside for a ball. Two-0 count here for Cowden. 2 outs and a runner at second. There's the pitch. This one's going to be hit hard. It's going to go foul, high, and land over the bathrooms down the first base line.
We can do that. Well, you know I was going to come back.
Settles in. Runner at second with 2 outs. This one's going to be hit down the third base line. It'll be fair. Runner comes around from second, comes around third, comes home. Cowden's around. He's at second, standing up. That'll take us to will now take us to Nicholas Sanderson. Here's the pitch. Outside. So a run made by Oregon here. They make it 4-2 over Washington on the raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Even count at 1 here now for Sanderson. Sanderson yesterday 0 for 4 with an RBI. That would be against Bozeman. They would send Bozeman home, giving them their second loss. Larson checks the runner at second. Cowden with 2-step lead. Swung on and missed. And they'll say strike 2. We want to hear from you folks. Get at us at MPSN 406 on Twitter, Facebook. Tell us who you're rooting for, where you're at, what you're doing. 1-2 count, says the umpire, with 2 outs here. Runner at second and Cowden. Larson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. With a deep breath, he delivers the pitch. Swung on, pass ball. They'll throw it down the first base line, and that will be the end of the inning. So they'll hang one. Oregon will hang one. They will score one, and it will take it to a 4-2 lead here going into the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Oregon and Washington battling it out right now, and Oregon leads Washington 4-2. Leadoff batter for Washington is number 20, Mitchell Belton. Belton in right field. This one will be hit over second base, rolls out to the center fielder, and that will get things going here.
Number 14, Bryce Helgeson.
For Washington. That'll swing us to the top of the batting order for Washington, as Bryce Helgeson, the center fielder, will step to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. He'll look to change that around with a runner at first. He's showing bunt. Jacob Melton on the mound for Oregon. That pitch is outside for a ball. The on-deck circle, the Access Fitness on-deck circle, is occupied by the shortstop, Dak Archer, for Washington. Helgeson showing bunt. Pitch is outside, and it's a ball. 2-0 count here. Runner at first. Oregon leads Washington, bottom of the fourth. 4-2 on the raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. That one. Waiting for a moment, and it is a ball, so we go to a 3-0 count here. We did see action in the Oregon bullpen already today. And that one will walk the batter. That'll bring up the shortstop, Dak Archer, with runners at first and second, and no outs here. And they're going to go ahead and make the change on the mound right now. So we'll step aside for 60 seconds as they make a rotation on the pitcher's mound. Oregon leads Washington 4-2 on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. David Dietrich and the crew at iFly Fish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Whether it's the scoop on the newest gear or images of the crew in their latest honey hole, iFly Fish Montana is your resource for angling in western Montana. David has immersed himself into the angler's culture in Montana to help you have the best fishing experience possible. Visit iflyfishmontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shops, river conditions, and more. iFly Fish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Ms. Prep Sports heroes.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here. We have the change on the mound, and coming in is Joe Johnson, he would go from right field to the pitcher's mound. Melton will slide into right field. So no additions, just a rotation. Melton, he would pitch 3 innings, allowed 2 runs off of 5 hits, struck out a batter, and walked 5. Still action going on in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. And not quite sure what they're doing out here with Johnson. He had a guard on his arm, and they're making him take all of his stuff off his arm there. Umpire's checking him out. Both the second base umpire, Aldinger, and our plate umpire, Jeff Maxey. And the coach heads back to the dugout with a armful of gear from Johnson. So that will take us to Dak Archer, the shortstop. He'll have his first pitch here in just a moment. Next game scheduled for 4 o'clock, Idaho and Wyoming. Johnson taking a moment. Little and Johnson meet halfway between the mound and the plate, and Little backs up. Now Little will step in front of the plate. He'll signal the field for the out. With no outs here, Washington's got runners at first and second. They're behind Oregon 4-2 on the raw scoreboard. They'll throw the pickoff play, not successful at second. That was kind of strange. Well, the third baseman's down the line here and anticipating a bunt, so the shortstop made the run to third to back up just in case there was an overthrow. Everybody comes back and settles in. First pitch to Archer is a ball. Here's the pitch. That one's outside, makes it 2-0. Settles in. Does Johnson. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt. That one makes it 3-0 on the count. Runners at first and second for Washington. Bottom of the 4th. Dak Archer in. And they'll walk Archer to load the bases. So back-to-back walks here for Washington, and that'll take us to the third baseman, Justin Vanderbrake. No outs here for Washington, and they've got loaded bases. For Washington, last night, and the first pitch is a strike. Here's the pitch. This one will foul off into the netting for strike 2. But looking at Vanderbrake batting last night against Missoula, he'd be 2 for 4 for 4 runs and 2 RBIs. Orudis would have, or Dietrich would have 6 RBIs last night. That is unbelievable. And we have a 1-2 count here for Vanderbrake. So Joe Johnson coming in for relief and trying to tone it up. This one's going to be hit into left field. It's got some legs. It gets deep. It'll bounce in front of the warning track, picked up by the left fielder. Runner comes home. That would be number 20, and that will score a single run. And that would be Belton that came home with the run. Couple of tweets coming in. At Mitch Larson 9, silly dilly, throw the heater. And Bill's Glass, go Mustangs. Thanks for tweeting in there, folks. Love to hear from you. Xander Arudis at the plate with loaded bases and no outs. He settles in, waiting for the pitch. It's on its way. That one just across the shoulders, but it will catch the plate for a strike. And Lifeline flying over here. Hopefully everything's okay. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit down the third base line. The throw home for the out. They throw down the first base line. It can't commit the double play. It's an overthrow. That will bring 6 home. And Washington ties it up here. At 4 in the bottom of the 4th. And that'll bring up Court Dietrich. So runners at second and third now. With 1 out. Joe Johnson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. We've got St. Patrick's Hospital that's just across the river here from us, from the ballpark. And they've got a helipad facility for emergency services on the roof. We see them come in and out of here quite a bit when we're at Osprey games. So Dietrich waiting for his first pitch. It's on its way. That one's off speed, outside for a ball. Bottom of the 4th, Washington, Oregon, tied at 4 on the Raw scoreboard. Johnson will step off. They want a balk. They call the balk. And that brings home Vandebrake to score, and the runner moves down the line to third, and Washington takes their first lead, 5-4. That pitch will be a strike. Evens the count out at 1 now. 1 out here, bottom of 4. Here comes Washington. Here's the pitch. This one will be swatted at. It'll go foul up over the top of us and land on the roof. As you feel the building shake. And we go to a 1-2 count. Towsley in the Access Fitness on deck circle. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit into right field. It'll hop just in front of the right fielder. Rudis will tag. And Dietrich will have a single with an RBI. And it's now 6-4. Washington on the Raw scoreboard. And that will bring up the catcher, Eric Towsley, with 1 out here. And Spencer Bailey goes to the Access Fitness on deck circle. First pitch is outside. For a ball. 1 out. Bottom of 4. Washington putting up 4 runs so far here. They've got 1 out. That pitch outside makes it 2-0. Joe Johnson coming in to relieve Melton. We did see action in the bullpen with the netting down the first base line here and couldn't quite make out the number. Who was warming up? Here's the pitch. That one will slice the plate and we'll have strike 1 here. 2-1 count for Towsley. Runner steps away from first. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit down the first base line. First baseman can't get it. Rolls out into right field. And Towsley will get a single. And the hits keep on a rolling here in the 4th for Washington.
Number 10, Spencer Bailey.
That'll bring up Spencer Bailey. Bailey settles in, right-handed batter. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside of the plate for strike one. Dylan Larson in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Here's the pitch by Johnson. That one swung on and missed for strike two. Oregon looking for a couple of outs here to shut the valve off. Washington breaking it open. They've got 4 runs here in the fourth. Here's the pitch. High. Makes it 2-1 on the count. Runners at first and second, step away. The pitch is inside, and we move to a 3-1 count. Both teams switching pitchers out in the first third of the game. Right now, Joe Johnson is on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, and that one will strike the batter out. And Maxey will rip the phone book. That brings up Dylan Larson. He looks down the third base line. Coach isn't paying attention, so he'll settle in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Runners at first and second, 1 out here. Here's the pitch. This one hit high into right field. Right fielder is there, and he will get it, and that will expire the inning. So Washington, they climb back into it. They take a 2-run lead, making it 6-4 on the raw scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we are in the top of the 5th inning here. Washington coming back in the bottom of the 4th to make it 6-4. Oregon looking to see if they can strike back. And leading off for Oregon is the shortstop, Barry Hunt. So Hunt looking at his stats here as I search him down. 0 for 1. Got on with a pass play the last inning, last at bat. First pitch by Larson is a strike to Hunt. Action going on down in the bullpen for Oregon. Can't see who it is. I want to say that's number, well, let's not say because I don't have the right number here. So an even count at 1 for Hunt. He settles into the the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. That one will be outside. We go to a 2-1 count now. Larson settles on the mound. Idaho in the building. They're sitting down in the grassy area. Larson settles now with a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go over the third baseman's head, bounce just past the fringe, and roll out to the left field. And that will be a single. For the batter.
Number 10, Cole Carter.
That'll bring up Cole Carter. This one's going to be hit deep and high into center field. And back there is a center fielder, and that'll be out number one. The runner holds at first. That'll take us to the pitcher, number 6, Joe Johnson. He's got a single and a walk on the day. Top of the 5th. Washington leads Oregon 6-4. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be high. It'll be a ball for Johnson. Johnson last night, or I should say yesterday against Oregon, or I mean against Bozeman, Montana, 1 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. Larson's got to tie his shoe. He calls time. Let us know what's going on, folks. Where are you watching? Who are you rooting for? Maybe throw out a prediction. Let us know at MPSN 406 on both Facebook and Twitter. Larson now settles back on the mound. Here's the pitch outside. And it's a ball. 3-0 count here for Johnson. Larson behind. Runner at first with a half a step lead. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for strike 1. Washington coming back in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 6-4 over Oregon on the raw scoreboard. 1 out here in the top of the 5th, runner at first, and that one will catch the plate, and Johnson will have a full count at 3-2. Umpire Maxey signals 3-2. Johnson settles back in. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit down the third baseline. Picked up by the third baseman. The out at second is there. They'll get the leadoff runner. And the pitcher wants to have a moment with the second base umpire, Aldinger. And with 2 outs, Oregon's got a runner at first, and that will take us to the left fielder, Casey Buchanan. Larson settles on the mound. Runners at first and second step away from their bases. Hunt with a 3-step lead out there. This one will hit down the first base line into the glove of the first baseman. The touch on the bag, and that will be out number 2. The runners at the bases advance to second and third. And with 2 outs here, Oregon with the threat. Idaho in the building. They're hanging out along the grassy knoll, concrete wall there, trying to get some shade. First pitch to Charles Little.
Your attention, please. For
Should be
Oregon,
Casey Buchanan.
batting for Little. Number 8, Ryan Lorenz.
So actually, Ryan Lorenz will come in. for Little. We'll see where he goes on the lineup. Here's the pitch. That one catches the inside of the plate for strike one. Lorenz. Let's see if he had an at-bat yesterday for Oregon. He did. He'd come in 0 for 1. And that pitch will be swung on and missed for strike two. Top of the fifth. Washington leads Oregon 6-4, but they've got runners at first and second. And the batter, Ryan Lorenz, with an 0-2 count. Dylan Larson on the Cunningham Law Office pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled off into the dugout of Washington down the third baseline. And he'll stay alive with the 0-2 count. In the on-deck circle, the Access Fitness on-deck circle, would be James Turnbull. So Turnbull, Lorenz in the box, in the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Runners at their bases, second and third step away. Larson steps off like he's going to throw to second. Everybody goes back to their bases. And Lorenz steps out of the box. Now he settles back in. Deep breath by Larson. Delivery on the way. Swung on. Pass ball. Runner's going to come down the line and score. And Lorenz will get on. And that scores Hunt. So Turnbull, James Turnbull, the third baseman, stepping up, umpire calling time, holds everybody, and then settles. So runners at first and third for Oregon, 2 outs here. They get within 1, making it 6-5 on the raw scoreboard. This was going to bounce between the legs of the catcher and lands right at the feet of the umpire. He searches for it, now picks it up. Larson taking his time, getting back to the mound. Watches the players at both first and third. Seems like maybe to the east and north of us, we might have some smoke clearing off, but to the west it's still thick. We've got a couple of them going on out there. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike one. Top of 5. Washington leads Oregon 6-5. The winner will get to move on tomorrow at 4, playing the loser of tonight's game with Mavericks and Montana and Hawaii. 2-1 count here for Turnbull. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. 6-5 Washington on the raw scoreboard. Deep breath by Larson, who's on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. That pitch outside, and we'll go to a 3-1 count now. Larson will check the runner at third. Settles back on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, and they'll walk the batter. That will swing us to the top of the batting order for Oregon. The right fielder, Jacob Melton. They having a Got number 22 going down into the Washington bullpen to warm up here. And we'll have a conference on the mound, Looks like Larson's going to tie his shoe once again. That left shoe, he can't keep it tied. Second time he's had to reach down and tie it. And Oregon will have a conference on the first baseline. Folks, we want to hear from you. Get at us at MPSN 406 on both Facebook and Twitter. Send us an email if you don't have social media. On our homepage at MPSN406.com, we've got the contact page. Send us an email. We'll send you a shout out. Let us know who you're rooting for, where you at, what you doing. And Maxey will go out and break up the conference on the mound. Towsley makes his way back behind the plate, and now we're ready for Melton to step in. Riley Quincy warming up for Washington. Larson now checks the runner at third. Deep breath. Melton settles in. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. On the plate for strike one. Larson with the windup. Runners at loaded bases. This one will be hit off the hand grip. Bounces out. Picked up by the second baseman. The throw to first is there in time, and that will expire the inning. Oregon will get one back here. It'll be 6-5 Washington going into the bottom of the fifth. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Chris Stratton here. Right now, Oregon and Washington with a nail biter. We are mid-fifth, and Washington leads Oregon 6-5. Oregon getting one back in the last half inning. And I believe... oh, we still got Johnson on the mound there. Okay. Looked like we had a 8 on the jersey there. Throw to second to indicate the beginning of the inning. And that will take us to the right fielder, Mitchell Belton, to lead things off. Here's the pitch by Johnson. Catches the plate for a strike. 4 o'clock game, folks. Features Idaho and Wyoming. Idaho's in the building. I've seen them. They're out at the batting cages. That pitch is low and evens the count out at 1. They're at the batting cages between the third base line and the river. And then the 7 o'clock game is the Missoula Mavericks in Hawaii. This one's going to be hit over the third baseman's head, hops at the fringe, and rolls out into left field. And Melton gets on with a single. That'll swing us to the top of the batting order. And that would be the center fielder, Bryce Archer. Here's the pitch. Catches the plate for strike one. Hegelson's had a good tournament, batting .909. Or actually, he's batting .636. His slug percentage is .909. He's got 4 RBIs, 7 runs, off 7 hits at 11 at bats. He's showing bunt now. Throw to first. Runner gets back, standing up. Even count at 1 with a runner at first. Hegelson showing bunt. That one's going to catch the plate for a strike, and that will be like a 1-2 count. Hegelson had to get out of the way on that one. Here's the throw to first. Runner gets back, standing up. This one will be hit down the first base line. It's going to kiss the line, bounce out in right field. The runner will come around from first to third. The throw to third is not there in time as the runner goes to second, and that one's not in time. And just like that, Washington's got runners on the corners. Or at second and third. Up to that point, Hegelson was 0 for 3. That'll bring us to the shortstop, Dak Archer. We did see a change in the bullpen, or I mean somebody warming up in the bullpen for Oregon earlier. And Johnson will step off the mound for a moment. Runners at second and third. No outs here. Bottom of the 5th. Washington's been able to hang runs up on the board in the 3rd and 4th. Let's see if they can continue on their spree. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-0 on the count. No outs. Runners at second and third. Washington threatening again. Here's the pitch. Inside on the left-handed batter. Goes to 2-0. In the Access Fitness on deck circle is Justin Vandebrake for Washington. Johnson steps off the mound again, resettles. Runners at second and third. Just hanging out there. Johnson now sets. And the pitch. That one's a ball, and we go to 3-0. Neither team batting with the DH today. This could make for an interesting afternoon. Teams trying to make their way to Sunday. That one will catch the plate for strike one. So a 3-1 count here now for Archer. Teams trying to make their way to Sunday. We saw pitchers burned up last night for both Hawaii and Wyoming, and that catches the plate for a full count at 3-2. Runners at second and third for Washington. Archer in the in the hockey and lacrosse wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch. Swung on right towards the second baseman. He can't glove it. The throw to first is there for the out, and that one will be the first one on the inning. The second baseman, Cowden, it went right into his glove, but I think he was caught off guard on the speed on the ball because it hopped up in the air and he had to re-glove it. That one came off the bat hot. And we've got a balk that sends Vandebrake down the line. Or it's interference, I should say, not a balk, an interference. And And that will take us to the second baseman, Xander Orudis. So not a balk. It was a interference that sent the runner. So loaded bases for Washington with one out. Here's the pitch by Johnson in the dirt for ball one. We are in the bottom of the fifth here, folks. Washington leads Oregon 6-5 on the raw scoreboard with one out here and loaded bases. Orudis on the weekend, he's batting .500. That's another ball. We're going to see 2-0 on the count. Catcher will go out, trying to get in the head of Johnson to settle him down. As Oregon's fallen behind here very quickly. Loaded bases. Let's see if they can get out of the jam. Yesterday was a day full of earned runs off of 2 outs. Let's see what today holds. Here's the pitch. That one's going to catch the plate for strike one. So a 2-1 count here. Whatever it was that the catcher had to say. Little. Actually, Turnbull is behind the plate now. This one bounced right at the pitcher, hit the out at first, down the first base line, and they turn the double play. So Washington, they'll load the bases up, and Oregon will leave them there. We'll go to the top of the sixth in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratner at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. Top of the sixth inning here. 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Oregon versus Washington. Game 9 on the weekend. Our leadoff batter on the inning is the second baseman, Tate Cowden. He would slap one over the wall on his leadoff bat of the game. He's got a home run, a single, a double with an RBI. On the mound, Larson for Washington, Dylan Larson. Here's the pitch, swung on. That one will go down the third base line. It'll stay fair. The throw to first is gunned over there. Down in time. Does he get the tag? He gets him on the arm, says the umpire, and that'll be out number 1. First base umpire, Eric Holden, saying that the first baseman had the tag. So that will take us to number 32, Nicholas Sanderson. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Sanderson 1 for 3 with a run. Here's the hit. Turnbull is at the catcher position. This one's going to be hit into center field for out number 2. That will bring up Barry Hunt. So Oregon trying to get back into it. They're down 6-5 here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, nobody on, but we saw a lot of runs scored yesterday on 2 outs. That one will catch the plate for strike 1. Wyoming coming back up from the batting cages now. They've got the 4 o'clock game against Idaho. Skidding out of the way is the batter. And that'll be a ball to make it even at 1. Hunt settles back into the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled down the third base line. It'll roll deep down the third base line. They'll send a man out to get it. In the Access Fitness on-deck circle is Cole Carter. Here's the pitch by Larson. That one's high and outside, and we'll go to an even count at 2. The 7 o'clock game tonight is Hawaii and Montana, the Missoula Mavericks host team. Montana's got 2 teams in it. Well, they had 2 teams in it. This one's going to be hit off the end of the bat into right field. Backing up for it is the right fielder, and he's got it, and that will expire the inning. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3 goes Oregon. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Oregon and Washington battling it out here to move on. Both of them with a loss on their records. Trying to keep going here. Leadoff batter for Washington as we're in the bottom of the 6th. Is Court Dietrich. That pitch will catch the plate for strike 1. Here's the pitch, swung on over the third baseman's head. He gets a glove on it, but can't bring it down, and it'll roll into left field. And Dietrich will get on with a single. That'll take us to the catcher, number 11, Eric Towsley. We take a moment here. Joe Johnson on the mound. He steps off and now settles back up there. Here's the pitch, showing bunt. It's outside, ball 1. Settling back in is Towsley. Here's the pitch. Outside. He'll throw back. They'll take call time. 2-0 is the count. Trying to catch up on changes here. Got a 2-0 count here. Here's the pitch, moves to 3-0. That one catches the plate, makes it 3-1. No outs here, a runner at first for Washington. Bottom of the 6th, Washington leads Oregon 6-5 on the raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Johnson settles. And we've got a full count at 3-2. Runner at first steps away. Runner's going to go. That one's over the head of the third baseman. It's going to roll deep into left field, and the runners will hold at first and second. And just like that, Washington back in business once again. That will bring up the left fielder, Spencer Bailey. And how about that Paul Goldschmidt? Triple dinger game last night for the Diamondbacks. A superhero here in Missoula as he was part of the Missoula Osprey organization. They love him here. We love him here. As we have a meeting on the mound, and we're going to have a rotation in pitchers here for Oregon. So Washington leads 6-5 on the raw scoreboard. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds as they make the change on the mound.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your prep sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
The Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here as we've got coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. The change on the mound has happened. We now have Nicholas Sanderson up on the hill. Johnson moves over to third. And Keller Edwards is the shortstop. So those are the changes that have been made. Trying to catch up on it here. And stepping into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box is Spencer Bailey. He'll wait for his first pitch on his turn. So Sanderson on the mound. Johnson, he'd pitched 2 innings. Allow 2 runs off of 7 hits, not be able to strike out or walk a batter. Washington's got runners at first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. They lead 6-5 on the raw scoreboard, and they call a balk right out of the gate on Sanderson. That advances the runners to second and third now. That is not what you want to see. And the coach comes out and asks for time. I think he wants an explanation on the balk. He keeps looking down the first base line. I think he's wanting confirmation from the first base umpire as well, Eric Holden. And he'll go down the line and speak with Holden as well. I think Holden is the one that called the balk. Looks like we're going to have a late start time for that 4 o'clock game. Last night's 7 o'clock game would start at 8, and it would go deep into the night, 11 innings with Hawaii and Wyoming. Both teams cutting through pitchers. Be interesting to see what Hawaii has for Montana. And Wyoming, they've got Idaho next. It'll be interesting to see what Wyoming's got for Idaho. Both teams, very, very good teams, capable teams. And the umpire and the head coach for Oregon still talking about it. And Maxey now making his way down there, the plate umpire, to see what's going on with the conversation here. And now, Oregon coach will head back to the dugout. We want to hear from you, folks. Get at us at MPSN 406 on both Facebook and Twitter. We'll share the love. Let us know where you're watching, who you're rooting for, what you're doing. Now we're ready to go back into the action. Runners at second and third for Washington. No outs. And Spencer Bailey in the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. He'll foul this one straight up over our heads. Kind of fun last night with the Hawaii and Wyoming game. We had a doctor tweet us last night that he was listening to the game while he was in surgery in Hawaii. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And they call it a strike. So 0-2 count here for Bailey. Bailey on the day. Bailey is 0 for 3. Let's double check that. 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. This one's going to foul into the netting, and he'll stay alive with the 0-2 count. Both Idaho and Wyoming trying to skinny up any piece of shade they can find. Nicholas Sanderson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, taking his time up there. Wyoming sitting down the third base line. Everybody's in the sun here. Actually, that looks like they're going to go up. They've got a concierge section for the players here. And that one will strike out the batter. Bailey looking back at the umpire to see what's really going on as the helicopter for emergency services flies over the field. Turnbull will come out and have a conversation. Actually, Turnbull. Now Sanderson settles. Runners at second and third. 1 out here. Dylan Larson at the plate. He looks down the third base line. Larson 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go foul down the first base line high, and it'll go up over the picnic area and land on the railroad tracks. He had some churn on that one. Larson came in and relieved Spencer Bailey right out of the gate, right in the first inning. Nick Sanderson now settles on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one's across the toes for ball one. Runners will hold at second and third. And we've got a 1-2 count here. One out. Bottom of the sixth. 6-5. On the raw scoreboard. Umpire says even count at 1. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. We'll go to 2-1. Runner at third. Derek playing with the pitcher's head. Larson settles in. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. Outside. And it goes to 3-1. Next game scheduled up. Probably be about a half hour after this one finishes up. It is scheduled for 4 o'clock, but we are in the bottom of the sixth here. This one will foul off into the picnic area. And it'll be a full count at 3-2. Third base umpire with some coaching down the line for his batter. Larson settles. Here's the pitch. And that will walk Larson. That'll be his second walk of the day. And we'll go to Mitchell Belton, the right fielder. So loaded bases for Washington here with one out. They've got a 6-5 lead on the raw scoreboard. Nicholas Sanderson getting the pitch. Settles on the mound. Loaded bases. Bottom of the sixth. Oregon trying to work out of this one. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down. Reaching for the bunt is Belton. He really wanted that one. Had to reach way out across the plate. He's a right-handed batter. Looks down the line. No signal from the coach. Bryce Hegelson in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Nicholas Sanderson settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. This one will bounce in front of the plate. Hops to the second baseman. He gets the tag, the throw to first, and they turn the double play before the runner gets home. Oregon gets out of the inning. Loaded bases. It stays 6-5. We'll have the top of the seventh in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Ms. Prep Sports Heroes. Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton here. Ogren Park Allegiance Field, home of the Missoula Osprey Pioneer League baseball team, affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And we've got the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament, Oregon versus Washington, Game 9
on the tournament, and Washington leads Oregon 6-5. And the leadoff batter here for Oregon is none other than Cole Carter, the center fielder. On the mound for Washington is Dylan Larson. He's allowed 2 runs off of 4 hits, one of those being earned. First pitch will be hit directly up into center field, and it's going to land right next to the center fielder. So Carter will get on. And that will put Joe Johnson.
Number 6, Joe Johnson.
Johnson had some time on the mound. He's at third now. So looking at Larson's stats, he's got 1 earned run, 2 total, off of 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 5, hit 1. 86 pitches in, 49 of those have been strikes. So here we go. They call time. Now Johnson settles back in. Johnson at the plate, 1 for 2. He's got a walk in there as well. Looks down the first base line. The head coach is the first base coach. Usually you see him down at third. Deep breath in the pitch. Bunt laid down, rolls down the third baseline, foul. Strike 1. Even count at 1. Let us know you're watching, folks. Send us a tweet at MPSN406 at MPSN406. Let us know on Facebook at MPSN406. And if you don't have social media, get at us with an email. Just go to our homepage, MPSN406.com. Send us an email. Let us know. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Off the hand grips. It's going to go up over and land on the roof here. And that'll make it strike 2. 1-2 count. Washington trying to hold on to a lead here. 6-5 in the top of the 7th. This one's a tight race. Wyoming and Idaho waiting in the wings. Johnson calls time, steps out, practice swing. In the on deck is Casey Buchanan. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's hit ground right towards the second baseman. He'll bobble it, but the throw to first is there in time for the out. And that will be the first one of the inning. The runner advances from second to third. And Oregon threatening to tie it up here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring us to the left fielder, Casey Buchanan. So Johnson with the ground out for the first out of the inning. Carter at third, threatening to tie it up. And Casey Buchanan in the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. First pitch by Larson, outside for a ball. Buchanan, left-handed batter. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Singled his first opportunity at bat. And the pitch. That one will be low for a ball. Makes it 2-0 on the count. Trying to squint at the scoreboard out there. Suns is just in the right spot where you can't quite make it out. One out, top of the 7th, 6-5. Washington over Oregon here in Missoula, Montana. That pitch makes it 3-0 on the count. Runner at third, steps away from the base. Swung on, fouled off, into the catcher, and that'll be strike one. 3-1 on the count. We settle back in. Here's the pitch. Foul back at us here. Makes it a full count at 3-2. Umpire says 3-2. In the on deck, number 14, Keller Edwards. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one will go deep down the third base line, foul, land on the party deck and bounce. So full count here, 3-2, 1 out, top of 7. Washington leads Oregon 6-5 on the Raw scoreboard. Dylan Larson on the mound, struggling a little bit here on the inning. Here's the pitch. Outside, and that walks the batter. That'll take us to number 14, Keller Edwards.
Number 14, Keller Edwards.
This will be Edwards' first opportunity at the plate today. Playing shortstop. Looking at Edwards here for Oregon. He played shortstop yesterday, 0 for 3 against Bozeman. And then against Cheyenne, Edwards would not get in. That one's fouled off for strike one. One out here in the top of the 7th. This one is moving along. We've got action in the Washington bullpen. Riley Quincy back out there throwing. Bunt shown, laid down, picked up by the pitcher. Throw to first. The runner slides in at home. And they've got the out at first. And Carter comes home with the run, and it's tied at 6 with a runner at second.
Number 1, James Turnbull.
2 outs. That'll take us to the catcher, Turnbull. He was hit by a pitch, his second opportunity at bat, walked the last time. He's got a run on the day. Tied at 6 on the Raw scoreboard here on the top of the 7th. Runner at second. He's got a 2-step lead out there. Here's the pitch by Larson. Swung on and missed for strike one. We do have Idaho and Wyoming squared off. Scheduled for 4. We're pushing out into that time frame. They do a great job here at Ogren Park on the facility. And Ed and his crew, Ed's the head groundskeeper, and his crew, they get out there and they take care of it. Larson now ready for the pitch. 0-1 count. Runner at second. Tie game at 6 on the Raw scoreboard. Top of 7. Here's the pitch. That one will get loose on the catcher. Runner will stay at second. Larson will check the runner at second. Turnbull settles back in to the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Larson wanting the pitch. Now he'll nod. Runner at second. 2-step lead for him. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Fouled off. Strike 2. 1-2 count. Both the next teams coming up. Idaho and Wyoming getting a little grub on, hanging out in the shade. Idaho was here last night watching the Wyoming and Oregon game, or Wyoming and Hawaii game. They were here through the full 11. Here's the pitch. That one's outside, makes it even at 2 on the count. So even count at 2 here for Turnbull. Runners, a runner at second for Oregon. Here's the pitch. This one hit in front of the bat. Picked up. The shortstop can't get it. And the runner will reach off the air. And that will take us to the top of the batting order. Jacob Melton, the left fielder, the right fielder. Runner at third and first for Oregon. 2 outs here. Tie game at 6, top of the 7th. Dylan Larson on the Cunningham Law. Pitcher's mound. This one will bounce out to the second baseman. He'll pitch it to the shortstop, and that will end the inning. So Oregon gets back and ties it up at 6. They'll leave one there on the bases, and we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Tie game. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton here with the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have the 7th inning stretch, folks. I hope you're standing at home, office, wherever you're at, watching the game, and you've got the 7th inning stretch going on here. We got a tie ball game. It is 6-all on the raw scoreboard, and we've got the bottom of the 7th, Washington leading off with their leadoff batter, Bryce Hegelson, the center fielder. Hegelson, 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. That one's inside for a ball. Next game coming up, scheduled for 4 o'clock. This one's going to be fouled down the first base line to even the count out at 1. The next game is scheduled for 4. We're about 20 minutes out from that time. And it is Idaho and Wyoming. This one's going to be hit out, picked up in the dirt by the second baseman, gunned over to first, and that'll be the out. 1 down here as Hegelson goes down.
Come on, Dak.
That'll take us to the shortstop, Dak Archer. The 7 o'clock game tonight, folks. That will be Hawaii and the host team, Missoula, Montana, the Missoula Mavericks. I say Missoula because at the beginning of the tournament, Montana had 2 teams in. Bozeman went home yesterday. Missoula, the host team. And that one was called a strike, even count at 1.
Come on, Dad.
Here's the pitch. That one's low. I'll make it 2-1 on the count. Got a good crowd here at Ogren Park as fans are making their way in. We'll have games tomorrow as well, 4 and 7. This one's going to be bounced out, picked up by the second baseman, the throw to first, and that'll be out number 2. That will take us to the third baseman, number 2, Justin Vandebrake. We've got Coach Hathaway for the Missoula Mavericks hanging out on the third base line here, watching teams. He was here late last night watching that Hawaii and Wyoming game. Pitch, bounce down the third base line, foul. Strike 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Tie game at 6. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. Nicholas Sanderson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Vandebrake settles in, even count at 1. Here's the pitch, hit into left field. That one's going to deep and hard. It'll bounce in front of the warning track. And coming around, standing up, he'll slide in just ahead of the ball. And Vandebrake in business here with a stand-up double with 2 outs here.
Number 4, Xander Orudos.
That'll take us to Xander Orudos. He's got a home run on the day with an RBI. He's 1 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Had a fly out his last opportunity. 2 outs here, bottom of 7. Runner at second. Tie game at 6 on the Raw scoreboard.
Come on, Xander. You gotta get on, Xander.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to get away. The runner will advance down the line to third. And now with 2 outs, Washington looking to see if they can take the lead back. Oregon would get into business right out of the gate, earning 3 runs. Washington would answer in the third with a pair of their own. And that's going to call a conference out by Oregon's coach. That'll make it 3-2 after 3. Oregon would come back with a run in the 4th, but Washington, they would up the ante and earn 4 to take a 6-4 lead at the bottom of 4. Oregon, they would get 1 back in the 5th. Both teams with goose eggs in the 6th. And at the top of the 7th, Oregon earned a run to tie it at 6. Oregon's got their 6 runs off 11 hits with 1 error. Washington's got their 6 runs off of 3 hits, and they've got an error. Conference is done, and we are ready for Orudos. He awaits his first pitch. Runner at third. Steps away. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. Outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate. Makes it 2-1 on the count. Chris Stratton here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. The winner advances on to Shelby, North Carolina for the Legion World Series. It'll start next Wednesday. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It'll make it a full count at 3-2.
Make it up here, Xander. Come on, buddy. Just bring him in.
Rudo settles in. Batting 500 on the tournament. That one's going to pop out into the second baseman's glove, and the throw to first will end the inning. So just like that, they hold him off. We'll be back with the top of the 8th in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiant Field. Chris Stratton here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we've got Game 9 of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament, Oregon and Washington, and it's tied at 6 as we go into the 8th inning on the Raw scoreboard. Leading off on the inning for Oregon is number 3, Tate Cowden. Cowden will settle in. Dylan Larson, still the man on the mound. He's done well since he came in late in the first. Let's go ahead and take a look at his stats real quick. That pitch is high. So Larson, oh, that is the wrong side. And that one gets away for a ball. There it pops up, waiting for Game Tracker to pop up with the pitching information. Took a moment there. That's how we're following the stats here. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1. So Larson here, in the 6 innings he's pitched, he's allowed 3 runs off of 6 hits. 2 of those have been earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. He coming into the inning, 105 pitches, so he's getting close to that 120 pitch count, with 60 of those being strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike, and we've got a full count here for Cowden. Cowden with a dinger to lead off his batting experience on the day. Solo home run. Here's the pitch. And they'll go ahead and walk Cowden. That'll bring up the pitcher, Nicholas Sanderson.
Number 32, Nicholas Sanderson.
And that brings the coach out. We did see Riley Quincy warming up a couple of times here in the bullpen. Not quite sure if it's that time or not. Oregon will gather up on the first base line in front of their dugout. There's the hand to the coach, and we will have a pitching change. So we'll step aside for 60 seconds, and we'll let you know what's going on right after this.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at mpsn406. mpsn406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Wondering what this week's fishing conditions are like in western Montana? The Missoula Prep Sports Network has you covered. Stop by our website, www.mpsn406.com weekly to get the I Fly Fish Montana fishing alert. David Dietrich and the crew at I Fly Fish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Visit iflyfishmontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shop, river conditions, and more. Follow I Fly Fish Montana on Instagram to relive their fishing experiences. I Fly Fish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to the action here at Ogren Park, Legion's Field. Rolls off the tongue so nicely, Lindbergh-Craig Field. That's where the Missoula Mavericks play here in Missoula. And the pitching change on the mound, it'll be number 22, Riley Quincy. And our batter in the box will foul that one off. It is Court Dietrich. So Larson, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 5 balls in his time. So Quincy will settle in on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Sanderson waiting for the pitch. They'll throw to first. Runner will get back. Tie game at 6 here in the top of the 8th on the Raw scoreboard. We'll have a later start time for the 4 o'clock game. This one's going to be fouled down the third base line, and they think they can get there, but it's going to bounce just ahead of the third baseman. About an arm length out of reach. And we go to a 0-2 count here. So Sanderson settles in. Runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This is going to bounce out to the second baseman. He'll glove it. The throw to second is not there. It'll roll towards third, and the runner will get on with an error. So runners at first and second, no outs here for Oregon. And here comes Barry Hunt, the third baseman. Hunt settles in. Quincy waits for the pitch, checks the runner at second. Quincy's got some length to him. Here's the pitch. Bunt. It's going to go high down the third baseline, and the catcher cannot get to it for strike one. Lots of commentary from the stands. Was that a Missoula Osprey game? That's whose field we're playing on here. Missoula Osprey, Ogren Park, Legion's Field, affiliate of the Diamondbacks, Pioneer League. That's the rookie ball team. And we were at the game last year, and the plate umpire would actually throw or toss a fan. He would actually come over to the netting and toss the fan. Would refuse to resume play. Bunt showing. That was going to go foul high up into the netting. Would refuse to resume play until the fan had left. He had been very vocal and insulting to the umpire. Never seen an umpire actually throw a fan out. I mean, I've seen the security here at Ogren Park come down and ask fans to leave, but never the umpire. And you know, at that level, at rookie ball level, everybody's trying to get to the majors. Doesn't matter if you're the coach, if you're a player, umpires, even the office staff, the play-by-play guys, they're all. That one swung on and missed, and Hunt will be struck out. And that'll take us to Cole Carter. So no outs, or one out here in the top of the 8th. Tie game at 6 on the Raw scoreboard. And we are pushing into the 3-hour mark on the game here. 2 hours and 53 minutes so far. Runners at first and second. Quincy with the pitch. That one will catch the plate for a strike. In the on deck for Oregon, in the Access Fitness on deck circle, is the third baseman, Joe Johnson. So Carter settles in the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Runners will hold, and we'll have an even count at 1. Let us know where you're at, watching the game, who you're rooting for, and what you have going on. Get at us at MPSN406, both Facebook and Twitter. Quincy settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Carter waiting for the pitch. Pitch is on its way. Swung on. This one's going to go high and deep into left field. It's got some legs. Bounces off the wall. Runners will come around from second and third. And we will have a score as Cowden screams in. Carter will have a double with an RBI. And runners at second and third with one out here, and Oregon retakes the lead 7-6 here in the top of the 8th. And now the third baseman, Joe Johnson, set to bat. That one was ripped out into left field there. Hammered off the ESPN Missoula sign. Now down the third base line, it's 309 to get over the wall. 398 at center field, and down the first base line it is 287. That pitch will be a strike. We've seen hits go over right and left field wall, where right and center meet. It is 409. There's no marking where left and center meet. So an 0-1 count. Quincy steps off the mound for a moment. And now Johnson settles back in. 0-1 count. One out. Runners at second and third. They call time. Well, they're going to send Johnson down the line. So Johnson gets on. And the bases are loaded here for Oregon with one out. And that will take us to Casey Buchanan, their left fielder. Keller Edwards in the Access Fitness on deck. That pitch will catch the plate for strike 1. So Riley Quincy in a jam, looking to get out. And that's actually, they've got number 12 warming up in there now. Buchanan waits for his pitch. 0-1 count. It's on its way. That one's high, evens it out at 1. Oregon retaking the lead here in the 8th, making it 7-6 on the Raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Buchanan going for everything on that one. Settles back in. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled on the third base line. Left fielder says he's got it. He's coming into the bullpen, and there he does. Out number 2. Runner tags at third. The throw home, and the catcher doesn't get the ball. The runners will advance to second and third, and it's 8-6 now, as Sanderson comes home with the run. So out number 2 results in a run for Oregon, and runners advancing to second and third. The catcher, Towsley, he would have had the tag, but he couldn't get the ball in the glove on the throw home. He had a good, probably 2-step lead on the runner down the third base line, and now we do have, well, they're not going to let 12 bat. That's Brennan Watts. He wanted to bring him out to bat, but 14's already there. That's going to bring the Washington umpire out, or manager out. He wants an explanation as to what's going on, and Maxey just turns around and walks away from him. So Edwards will bat. Turnbull in the Access Fitness on deck circle. We're about to hit that 3-hour mark now. And they'll throw to third. As Quincy steps off the mound. They're waiting. Fans restless, wanting to get back into the action. Keller Edwards waiting for his first pitch. Ground out for Edwards, the first opportunity at bat. The third baseman bent over there. Taking a moment here for Washington. That would be Justin Vandebrake. And now Quincy with the pitch. That one catches the outside of the plate for strike 1 on the right-handed batter. James Turnbull in the on deck. The Access Fitness on deck. It's 8-6 Oregon on the raw scoreboard with 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 2 outs here. Quincy looking to extinguish the threat with runners at second and third. Edwards settles back in. Here's the pitch. That one's in front of the plate. Runners will hold at second and third. And we'll have ball 1 here for Edwards. Quincy readjusts the dirt on the mound before he climbs back up on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Edwards settles back into the hockey and lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch by Quincy. This one fouled off. He'll stay alive with a 1-2 count. We have another game coming up here next, folks. It was scheduled for 4. This one will finish out as we're in the top of the 8th, and then we'll have probably a 30-minute break between games as they get the field ready. The Osprey staff, Ed and his crew, the groundskeeper, does a phenomenal job of getting the fields ready. You even see the president, Matt Ellis, down there, swing and a miss, and Quincy excited about the K. Oregon scores 2 to make it 8-6 on the raw scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
The next game between Wyoming and
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sport Network. Chris Stratton here. Ogren Park Allegiance Field, as we've got a good one going on here between Oregon and Washington. Oregon leads Washington here in the bottom of the 8th, 8-6. And leading off for Washington, settling in is Court Dietrich. He'll hit this one on the first pitch. Bounces to the shortstop. Snagged out of the air. Throw to first is high. He does not get the tag. And Dietrich will get on.
Number 11, Eric Towsley.
That'll bring up the catcher, Eric Towsley. That one catches the plate for strike one. Nicholas Sanderson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound for Oregon. Runner at first, no outs. 0-1 count with the pitch. This one's going to be hit deep into center field. Center fielder will get the glove on it, and that will be out number one. Runner will hold it first. That'll bring up Spencer Bailey.
Number 10, Spencer Bailey.
Settling in now. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike one. Bailey, 1 for 4. Struck out his last 2 times at bat. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. Swung on, foul down the third base line for strike 2. 1 out here, bottom of 8. Oregon leads 8-6. We're over the 3-hour mark. This one's going to be hit over the first baseman's head, lands in the middle of right field, and with 1 out here, Washington will have runners at first and second, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Riley Quincy, his first opportunity at bat.
Number 22, Riley Quincy.
Quincy looks down the third base line. Gets the signal and then settles into the hockey and lacrosse wolf batter's box. 8-6 Oregon on the raw scoreboard. Oregon in charge. That pitch catches the plate for strike 1. Next game, as the stadium announcer just announced, will start 30 minutes after this one finishes up. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. Outside, evens the count out at 1. Got a smoky day here in Missoula. Seems like the west side is starting to get a little smokier. We can see a few clouds through the smoke. Runners at first and second, one out. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. That one will be inside for Quincy. Quincy's got to be all of 6'7", and he's got legs all the way up to his armpits. Here's the pitch. That one outside. Makes it 3-1 on the count. Settling on the mound is Sanderson. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate to make it a full count at 3-2. Pitcher versus pitcher battle going on right now at the plate. Nicholas Sanderson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Quincy Bailey in the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit between the first and second. They'll hold the runner, and with one out here, Washington's got loaded bases. And here comes Mitchell Belton.
Number 20, Mitchell Belton.
And that's going to bring the Oregon coach out here. And we're going to have a conference on the mound. Let's see if the ball gets handed over. Not yet. Just a warning conference. With the Missoula Mavericks, with Coach Hathaway, you get one warning, and then you're pulled. Runners will come down. Conference is broken up before Maxey can get out there. Jeff Maxey is our head umpire for the game today. Maxey is also the umpire-in-chief out of Greeley, Colorado. So Belton settles in. Loaded bases, one out. Bryce Hagelson in the Access Fitness on deck. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the inside of the plate for strike one. Got the Missoula Mavericks and Hawaii playing the late game today. Scheduled for 7. We'll see how things go. We're 3 hours and 10 minutes into this one. Here's the pitch. Swung on, bounces down the third base line. They say foul, and everybody will jog back to their bases. Belton settles back in. Loaded bases here with one out for Washington. Oregon leads 8-6 on the raw scoreboard here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swung on right at the pitcher, picked up in the dirt, hopped to second. The out, the throw to first is not there in time. The runner scores. That would be Dietrich. And Belton credited with a RBI. And that will swing us to the top of the batting order for Washington. And they pull within to 1. It's 8-7 on the raw scoreboard with 2 outs here. Nicholas Sanderson trying to wiggle his way out of the inning here to get to the top of the 9th. Game 10 will happen 30 minutes after this one finishes up. There's the throw to first. That one will be between Idaho and Wyoming. Wyoming, we'll see what they have left in the tank. They would push Hawaii out until late into the night. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go short into center field. Center fielder will let it hop in front of him. And that will score Bailey to tie it up at 8.
Number 5,
And Hegelson will have a single with an RBI. And they've got runners at first and second. And that brings us to the shortstop, Dak Archer. 2 outs here, bottom of 8, tied at 8 on the Ross scoreboard. That one will catch the inside of the plate on the left-handed batter for strike 1. Archer, 1 for 4. He's got 2 runs. He's got a walk under his belt as well. Runner at second with a heavy 3-step lead. This one's going to go in the dirt. Runner's going to advance down the, as the catcher loses sight of it, Turnbull. He'll underhand throw it out to Sanderson. Gathers his helmet and settles back in on the mound. Archer settles back in with an even count at 1. Runners at second and third for Washington. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one's high for ball 2. Fans streaming in here for the game. Sanderson waiting for the pitch. Now he's got it. The windup, and it's on its way. That one is low, and we'll go to a 3-1 count here. Runners at second and third for Washington. 2 outs. Tie game at 8 in the bottom of the 8th. Each team putting 2 runs up. Well, Washington so far, they've got a threat at third, and they'll go ahead and walk Archer. And that'll bring up Justin Vanderbrake with loaded bases. He would have a double his last opportunity at bat. Vanderbrake 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI. And coach wants to have a word before he bats. Lewis and Clark twins hanging in the shade down the first base line. Well, actually, there's not much shade right now. They're trying to suck up as much as they can. And Wyoming, they're hanging out underneath the awnings down the first base line. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for strike 1 to Vanderbrake. We might see extra here. 3 hours and 15 minutes here on the game, and we're in the bottom of the 8th. That one inside, evens a count out at 1. Nicholas Sanderson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, trying to get out of a jam here with loaded bases. He's already allowed 2 runs. No action in either bullpen. We have had a conference on the mound as Sanderson steps off. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate. We go to a 1-2 count. Sanderson pulls his pants up, readjusts his shirt, and now he's ready for the pitch. Loaded bases here for Washington. 2 outs. Justin Vanderbrake in the box. Here's the pitch outside, and we'll go to an even count at 2. Looks like we still got Juneau coaches here watching the game. Here's the pitch. This one will be bounced off, picked up by the shortstop. He'll race to the bag and beat the runner, and that will expire the inning. They'll tie it up at 8, does Washington. Top of the 9th coming up in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Ogren Park Allegiance Field, 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament, Oregon and Washington, and we've got a barn burner here as we are tied at 8th going in the top of the 9th inning. And leading off for Oregon here is James Turnbull, the catcher. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for strike one. Turnbull 2 for 2 with a run. Here's the pitch. That one's inside, evens the count out at 1. We would have a game go into extra innings last night. It'd be Hawaii and Wyoming. We'd play a total of 11 before Hawaii would come out on top. And that one will catch the plate. On the mound, Riley Quincy for Washington. He would come in the last inning. Here's the pitch. This one will be swung on, and it will go into left field. Hop in front of the left fielder, rolls out to the warning track, up against the wall. The runner's around to second, and he'll stand up. And that's how the inning will lead off for Oregon. Turnbull with a stand-up double. And he's got a little dance for everyone out there at second as he gets on. That'll take us to the top of the batting order for Oregon, number 25, Jacob Melton. Melton 0 for 5 on the day. Here's the pitch by Quincy. Swung on. This one's going to go down the first base line. It's got legs, but it's going to be foul. And it'll be strike one. Quincy settles in on the mound. In the Access Fitness on deck is Tate Cowden. Top of the 9th. Tied at 8 on the raw scoreboard. This one will be bounced down the first base line, picked up by the second baseman, and out at first. The runner advances to third. One down, and the threat at third with Cowden coming to the plate. Cowden would lead off his batting experience today's game with a single shot home run. Let's see if he can do the same. And they're going to go ahead and send the runner down. Cowden won't even have a chance to bat.
Number 32, Nicholas Anderson.
So now Towsley will step in front of the plate, signal to the field because Oregon's got runners on the corners with one out here. It's tied at 8. Oregon's been able to put 3 runs up in the last 2 innings. They put 1 up in the 7th and 2 up in the 8th. Each team with a pair of runs in the 8th. We're tied at 8 on the raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Bounces down the first base line. They throw to second. Get the out at second, but the throw back to first. It's in time! They turn the double play. And we go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 8. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Ms. Prep Sports Heroes. Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. We are tied at 8 here. In the bottom of the ninth, Oregon and Washington. Game 9 of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. The leadoff batter for Washington. That will be Xander Orudis. So Orudis will lead things off here. Got Todd Nickerson watching in Oregon. Let's go Stangs. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside of the plate for strike 1. So Washington looking to see if they can set things up here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. We are 3 hours and 24 minutes into the game here in the bottom of the ninth. It's tied at 8. 1-2 count here for Orudis. He'll hit this one out, chopped into the glove of the shortstop. The throw to first is there in time, and that'll be out number 1. We might have extra innings. Back-to-back games. Last night's game, game 8 with Hawaii and Wyoming, went 11. Washington and Oregon looking to do the same. Here's the pitch. That one's a ball. 1 out here. Bottom of the ninth, tied at 8 on the raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to foul down the first base line, and it's going to land in the general admission seating out there. Idaho and Wyoming waiting in the wings. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go high and deep into right field. And getting there is the right fielder, and that'll be out number 2.
Number 11, Eric Towsley.
Come on, Eric. Go, Rally. Come on, let's go.
And that will bring us to Eric Towsley, the catcher. Here's the pitch. It's a ball. Fans streaming in here. And a nice group here at Ogren Park. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled down the first base line. The first base coach will barehand it. Tied at 8 on the raw scoreboard. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Eric Towsley with an even count at 1. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. That one will be low for ball 1. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Makes it 2-1 on the count now. Sanderson with the pitch. And that will walk the batter. So Towsley on. And that'll bring up Spencer Bailey, the left fielder, with 2 outs. Bailey on the day, 2 for 5 with a run. He'll stretch it out and then settles into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. He's showing bunt. Here's the pitch. And that one will be a strike as it caught the edge of the bat. And the first third base coach wants to have a quick talk with Bailey. Getting his batter's head square before he steps into the box. Nicholas Sanderson on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Sanderson would come in for relief. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowed 2 runs off of 5 hits. None of those earned. Walked 3, struck out 2. He's 64 pitches in. 40 of those have been strikes. Sanderson will step off the plate for a moment and then settles back on. Runner at first for Washington. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Missed for strike 2. Game 10 coming up 30 minutes after this one finishes up. We're looking at possible extras here. Sanderson settles on the mound now. Runner will go at first. The throw to second, and it is there. And the out. We'll go to the 10th here, folks, in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley. Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. We've got some tweets in here. Keep them coming, folks, at Bill's Glass. Let's see a 10th inning. Hold on. Hold 'em, Mustangs. And a Bill's Glass as well. Let's go, Mustangs. So we've got a good one going on here. Top of the 10th. Bonus play. Here at Ogren Park. On the mound for Washington is Riley Quincy. He's the third man on the bump. Throw to second indicates the beginning of the inning, and leading off for Oregon will be the third baseman, Barry Hunt. So Hunt 1 for 4. With an RBI, or with a run. Riley Quincy with the pitch. That one is low for ball 1. We still got 2 more games to play here, folks. Next one scheduled 30 minutes after this one is done. And then that is Idaho and Wyoming. That pitch gets loose on the catcher. And we go to a 2-0 count here, or an even count at 1. Here's the pitch by Quincy. That one will be low. Makes it 2-1 on the count now. Top of the 10th, folks. Tied at 8 on the raw scoreboard. Here's the pitch. That one is low. Makes it 3-1 on the count now. Lead off batter on the inning. Here's the pitch. And they'll walk the batter. So Hunt is on with the walk. And that'll take us to the center fielder, Cole Carter. Carter settles in. He's 3 for 5 with the pair of runs and RBIs. He'll foul this one off. It'll hop right in front of the dugout of Oregon down the first base line. Strike 1. No outs here. Runner at first. Top of 10. We won 11 last night with Hawaii and Wyoming. Wyoming's watching on right now with Idaho. Seeing this one stretch out. We are 3 hours and 34 minutes into this one. Throw to first. Runner stands up to get back. In the Access Fitness on deck circle is Joe Johnson for Oregon. Here, the throw back to first. No action in either bullpen, so pitchers standing tall. Coaches having faith. Runner steps away from first. Quincy with the pitch. Bunt laid down. Picked up by Quincy. He's got it in the glove. The throw to first, and that will be out number 1. The sac bunt does its job, though. The runner makes his way to second. And that brings up Joe Johnson. So Johnson on the day, 1 for 3. He's been walked. Here's the pitch. That one will be a ball. Here's the pitch. Inside. Strike 1. Evens it out at 1. 1 out here. Runner at second for Oregon. Tied at 8. Top of 7 or top of 10 on the raw scoreboard. Quincy on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. This one will foul off, and it kind of hops funny and lands right in front of the dugout of Washington on the third baseline and just kind of hops up over and into the seating. And that makes it a 1-2 count. Can almost make out the scoreboard in center field. It's got that. The sun is just in the right spot. So Johnson settles. Here's the pitch by Quincy. This one hit hard, deep into right field. It's going to go. It's got legs and lands in the glove at the warning track. The throw back by the center fielder, and that'll be out number 2 with a runner at second.
Number 16, Casey Buchanan.
That'll bring up Casey Buchanan. Quincy settles up on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Buchanan, he's ready to go in the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Three hours and 37 minutes, folks. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Quincy waits for the pitch, nods, checks the runner at second who's got a 2-step lead. Here's the pitch. This one hit right at Quincy. He'll slide to try to get it, picked up by the shortstop. The throw to first is there in time, and that will expire the inning. Oregon will get one on, they'll leave him there, and it will stay tied at 8 as we go into the bottom of the 10th. Back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Chris Stratton here. And we've got a tie game in the bottom of the 10th here at 8 on the raw scoreboard. And leading off for Washington is number 10, Spencer Bailey. So Bailey will settle. Nicholas Sanderson on the mound. This one will be chopped at the pitcher. It'll roll out into center field. And Washington will have a runner on.
Number 22, Riley Quincy.
Come on, Riley.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Riley Quincy. Here's the pitch, bunt laid down, picked up by the pitcher. The throw to first is there in time, and that'll be out number 1. The sack bunt does its damage, though, as the runner advances down the line to second.
Way to go, Riley.
And coming to the plate is Mitchell Belton.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Dalton. You can get on. What is it?
Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Strike 1. One out here. Bottom of the 10th. Tied at 8 on the raw scoreboard. he settles back in. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. That one will go past the barbecue area. And we've got strike one. One out here. Bottom of 10. Runner at second for Washington. Two strikes for Belton. Here's the pitch. Swung on right at the pitcher. Rolls out. Shortstop. He'll throw to first. It is there in time. That'll be out number 2. The runner makes his way down to third. And that will swing us to the top of the batting order here with 2 outs for Oregon, or for Washington. Bottom of the 10th. Runner at third. Washington could end this right here if they get a... And we've got the coach trying to communicate with the catcher, and he's got to go out to the pitcher's mound to explain what he wants to happen here. Got a tight one here. Tied at 8. Next one coming up, it is Idaho and Wyoming. That'll be 30 minutes once this one finishes out. And everybody settles back in. That brings us to Bryce Hegelson. He settles in. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Here's the pitch by Sanderson. That one will be low. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the game today. Your support makes these young men feel like the sports heroes they are. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to hop over the second baseman's head. It'll drop right in there, and that's the game, folks. Washington wins 9-8. We'll have the next game up in 30 minutes right here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.